Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome to Conversation with the Love Crusader. Yes. Someone asked me last week if I was still hosting the show. I'm back. We only went for a short break to allow the men have their roundtable last week. If you're coming across the platform for the first time, it's called Conversation with the Love Crusader. It's a platform where we talk about love, life, relationships, marriage, and we try to have fun while we are doing so. We have a very interesting conversation this evening, so let's try and get into it and see how much of our time we can have. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment. Let's know you're there. Ask questions. You need counseling. Our phone number is on our Facebook page. You can reach out to us with your issues. God helping us, we'll do our best or signpost you to where you can find possible solution. So today, we are talking about the 48 laws of relationships with a Nigerian. I must confess that the very first time I heard this title myself, I was like, what's so special about a relationship with a Nigerian? Okay, so it's not my title. It's the title of a book by Mascot Ayere. I hope I pronounced that name correctly.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, and Mascot is here today to talk about the book and what it means and what is so special about a relationship with a Nigerian. So let's get into it. Mascot, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Hi everybody. My name is Mascot Tagere. I'm an author, entrepreneur, and the founder of Cornerspot, which is a platform that helps Nigerians build meaningful relationships, especially those in their diaspora. I am passionate about cultural identity, relationship, education, and challenging stereotype. That's why I wrote the book. That's why I wrote the book, The 48 Laws of Relationship.
Hello. Looks like we're losing sound there. Hello. Okay. He was just trying to tell us about himself and why he wrote the book. We've been gisting on this platform for 15 minutes now, so I don't know what happened to the sound and why our sound went off. Hopefully he's able to connect back. Like I said, it's not my book and it's not my title. It's Mascot's book and it's his story.
Hello,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
we lost you there. Welcome back.
Yes, sorry about.
Yeah, your internet doesn't seem to be so good. Can you hear us? Hello?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, this is better now. Yes.
Yeah, for some reason I can't use my notes, my on-screen notes at the same time while on this screen. Just stop it for some reason, so I have to be on the screen only.
Sorry
All
about
right,
that.
yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay, go on. So you were telling us about yourself and why you wrote the book.
Okay, yeah. So I was like saying about because of the stereotype. That's why I wrote the book, the 48 of Laws of Relationship within Nigeria. I'm a big fan of Robert Greene, and I don't know if you know one of his books is called the 48 Laws of Power. So I just thought of, okay, how about I create something called the 48 Laws of Relationship within Nigeria, which will give you different laws, because we Nigerians, when we travel out, we have this negative stereotype, and it's I will not say it's not true. It's just that it's just a very few people that make give us that bad reputation. A lot of us we Nigerians are not like that. So I created that book so that when anybody will understand how we do things. Because I've been in a situation where some people, foreigners or some white people, they think we are rude, but we're not just rude. It's just our way of life, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. So you're going to break it down to an
Okay.
extent. Let's not
Yeah.
assume that people know what we mean. And I can, I mean, I'm a Nigerian. So to an extent, maybe I can relate. But to someone who's not a Nigerian, what are we trying to say here? What's
Okay.
special? Are we
Okay. Let me
doing
give you a typical example. Like, okay, in Nigeria, we're not used to the word saying please this, please that, or please this. But when you come to UK, if you don't use that, they see you as you sound very rude. But in Nigeria, if you use that word often, it sounds like if you're actually begging. You know what I mean? So that is
okay?
just one of them.
So
And
some of the
again,
cultural differences.
pardon?
So you're referring to cultural differences.
Yes, I'm referring to cultural differences, which there is a lot compared to other parts of the world.
Wow. Okay. Compared to all other parts of the world, I want to. Okay, let's not go much into it, but I'm still thinking, like someone will listen and say, "What's special about Nigerians?"
No, we are special people. We hardworking. There's never a dull moment with in Nigeria. We are smart, and anywhere we go, we always want to make that place better. Now
Hmm.
look at us. We are everywhere, and if you take note now, where we are, we always try to grow there. Always try to make that place better. We don't just come take and walk away. We add value.
And that's what makes us special. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling.
And again, you do know that because of the few Nigerians that okay they do the opposite now. We have that some people have that negative stereotype. So I
That's
just thought, okay, you know what, pardon?
go on, go on.
Yes, I just thought, okay, you know what, let me give this put something out there that anybody interested in knowing more will read it and like know more about us and have we stop be having that stereotype mindset towards Nigeria because it's really not fair to judge the whole Nigerian with just a few people's doing.
Hmm. Okay. So this book is really important. Then, if the goal is to actually be able to erase the stereotype around Nigerians, all right. Let's come to talking about Nigerian values. What are some of the traditional Nigerian values that makes, I could be in a relationship. Someone could say, I could be in a relationship with a Sudanese. I could be
Sorry,
in
I
a
didn't get.
relationship.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Someone can say, I can be in a relationship with a Sudanese. I can be in a relationship with a Briton. Why? What are the values? What are the things that make me being in relationship with a Nigerian different? What are those values that makes, like as highlighted from your book, what are those values that makes being in a relationship with a Nigerian different?
Okay. We have this very tight culture on our we're really family oriented, which in many countries not that they're not really family oriented. So in my book, there is this law that says you marry the family as well. So which means that if you are married, anybody you are marrying, there is this tendency that the family of that person have some influence in what is going on. But in other parts of the world, when they get married, they just some of them cut off their family members totally, and their family members have zero say. I'm not saying that the family will be controlling it. I'm not saying that the family will just take over the relationship. What I'm saying is that we do in our own situation we do have some kind of family influence. If you know what I mean. So if a Nigerian married maybe a British and from British, once you are married, you're on your own. Like the family has no say. It's not really like that for us here. If you know what I mean. We still listen to our father, we still listen to our mom, we still go back to them for advice. But on the other side, it might not be like that. It might just be they live their life and whatever happens to them. They have no connection with their parents or for advice or anything else. Once they are married, they are just on their
But
own.
some people might argue that that is not a good thing, that
Pardon?
you're not supposed to. Some people might argue that it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing for you to, have that influence of external, your either external people or your extended family members. Some people might argue with you that that is not a good thing.
Yes, I know some people might argue with me that that's not a good thing, but I'm just letting them know that okay, there's a high possibility of that happening if
Mhm.
you are going to, if you're a foreigner and you're going to a relationship with a Nigerian. So
I, I I understand.
if you
So
say
it's
it's not,
useful.
if you say it's not a good thing, it's fine. If you say it's a good thing, it's fine. But just I'm just letting you know so that it does not take you by surprise.
That's exactly which I think is that's the will I say positive aspect of it. It's like preparing you so you are not shocked that
Yes,
there are people
yes,
who live like
exactly.
this. So before you marry a Nigerian, and I'm going to ask you another question now because it's now beginning to look like this book, is it targeted to men or women alone? Because it's looking like, is it a book for women who wants to marry Nigerian man, or a book for Nigerian man who wants to marry a Nigerian, or for someone who wants to marry a Nigerian woman? Does it work both ways?
It worked both ways, and in the book, I gave a lot of scenarios so that when someone read the book, maybe read the setting law and read the story, he will be able to relate with the story. If that person finds himself in that situation, then he will be able to relate and know what to do, as opposed to being confused. Because there's a lot of relationships that have gone wrong because either partner, I'm not really sure what to do because they're from different cultural background or different country or totally different world. So this book will give you different laws and with different stories to show you what to do in certain scenario. So I know there'll be a whole more law compared. You can't, it's way more than 48, but I just want to have only 48. Then I know there'll be a lot, but these 48 I pick are the core ones for me. And I believe a lot of problems fall in either one or two of these ones. So if anybody that read it and anybody in that kind of relationship with a Nigerian, or anybody want to go into a relationship with a Nigerian that read it, then they can, if they find themselves in that situation, they can decide, okay, Master says something about this law. This is what happened in his book. So now that I'm in this situation, what will I do? Will I do what? Will I follow this law and do this and find my find a solution to my problem? It's like a guide. They have a guidebook.
A
You know what I
manual.
mean? Yeah, manual. If you put it that way, because before I release the book, I actually have some better readers, and a lot of them found that the book relate to their current relationship, and they really like it.
Hmm. So it's something that people can relate with and relate
Yes,
to.
especially the story part. So it's not just law. The I will not say that law because if I say law,
There are
they are
principles.
not by force. Look at
I
it more as a guideline. The name law is just I use that for to make the title of the book catchy. And if you can see the 48 laws of power to the relationship with a Nigerian is really catchy.
and it's good that you mentioned that because during the week when I was advertising it, someone said to me, "Laws? Can you do a relationship based on laws? What are you talking about? Who created laws? There are no laws in relationships." And I was like, "Well, wait until you read the book. Maybe you can agree that there are laws or not." But I have read the book, and I know that they are not, in quotes, laws as to binding
No, they are
laws or
not bind. They
binding
are not
rules.
binding law. They are more like guidelines.
Yes, I would maybe call them principles, the
Yeah.
principles to having a relationship. And what I also like about the book, as far as I'm concerned, I feel like that there's a lot of things that you've written there that are related to other relationships that are not even Nigerian. It doesn't have to be Nigerian. There are some basic principles, that someone who is not relating with a Nigerian or is not in a relationship with a Nigerian can still learn, can still use. in their relationship. So it's not really cast in stone that it's only those who are in a relationship with a Nigerian that the book will be useful to. Or what do you think?
Yes,
That's how I
yes,
saw it.
that is totally true. Again, those basic principle you talk about, so some people they don't know that, if they don't know the basic principle.
So it's good that, everyone, I think, for me, I would recommend that everyone read the book, whether you are in a relationship with a Nigerian or not. That's what I would think. Okay, now let's go into some of the laws. There was one that talked about rules, the law of emotional abuse, and talking about, you know the Nigerian culture, I feel, is a bit repressive emotionally. Like, we don't really encourage people to be so expressive of themselves. So how do we marry that? Because I believe that emotional abuse comes or grows in a situation of secrecy where people are not allowed to express themselves. And you touched on, the fact that we don't welcome it. It's not encouraged. It's not accepted. Of course, in every relationship, but specifically now in the context of the Nigerian culture, where we know that sometimes, because it's still a patriarchal society, some people are not allowed to actually express themselves. How can people now navigate that?
Well, depends on the situation. Like, okay, if for a Christian, yes, you can find a way around it. But for in a Muslim marriage, I think that is a no. I don't know if you've heard stories. I grew up in Maiduguri, so I knew how a lot of Muslims live their life. So that is a no. And if you try to go impose it on them or tell them about it, is more like you're going to look for trouble, and you will get serious trouble. Now, so in the such situation, there's really nothing much you can do. But if you're a Christian, then you have more freedom to express yourself and talk about it. Have a either just talk about it, open up to your partners, and let your partner know what is going on. So it still depends on depends on the situation you find yourself. So that's totally depends on what kind of marriage or relationship you are in.
Okay, so I'm not talking generally. Let's not even talk about maybe Christianity or or no, let's not talk about religion. I'm just speaking generally now in terms of our culture. If one finds themselves in a cultural situation where they are not allowed to express themselves, what can they do?
Yeah, that's what. Okay, give me a specific scenario, because I did mention that you need to open up and talk about it. So give me a
We
scenario.
need to open up and talk about it. So a woman, for example, is married to a man who
Okay.
believes that, the woman should not have a say in the relationship. He doesn't discuss with her. She doesn't know what he's doing. There's no conversation around, maybe the plan around their family. you know he's not financially abusing her. Maybe he's providing and all of that, but she doesn't have a say in his life. He doesn't ask her for suggestion, her opinion. She's just in the house being treated like one of the furniture.
Okay. Has she tried speaking to the man?
That's what I was saying. You try to talk to her and say, "Oh, what do you know? You're a woman, shut up."
Okay.
What do you
Has she tried speaking to the man's family?
Oh yeah, that's even the worst. Some men get angry. Say, "Oh, don't take my matter outside. I don't want a third party. Don't take my matter. Don't ever." In fact, I know a particular family where the man has said, "The day you report me to
Oh
anyone,
no,
that's..."
not report. More like have a open conversation with the man's family.
But then, if she goes and have a conversation with the family will want to come and talk to the man, and the man will take it that she has reported.
Well, that means the man she's married to is not ready to change, or is not ready to listen to anybody, and that is a big problem.
It's a big problem. It's not a cultural thing.
No, that is definitely not a cultural thing.
You think it's
That's
just about
definitely
the
not cultural.
person.
Pardon?
You think that is just about the person and not a cultural thing.
Yeah, because if the man will not listen to his wife, he will not listen to his family, then
Relatives.
would probably not listen to anybody. I doubt if we want to even want to listen to a therapist. Then he's just being hard headed, and I don't think that relationship will last long.
Mm. Okay. Now, I like that. I like that this is about the person and not the culture. Because sometimes I think people mistake it to think that, oh, Nigerian men or Nigerian women, like you were saying earlier on, there's that
Stereotype.
stereotype. Yes. Oh, Nigerian men are difficult. Oh, Nigerian men. Oh, and some will say that's how we are. Or that's how they are. It's from their culture or it's from their upbringing. But I agree with you to an extent that most times is the person. In the few years that I've been doing marriage counseling and premarital classes, I've come to discover that a lot of people are set in their ways. And when you are unfortunate to meet a man or even a woman that is set in their ways, then it becomes challenging for them to be able to learn and change and do something differently, which will bring issues and bring challenges. Okay, let's come to another law that I really like. That
Okay, it looked like you like a lot of the laws in my book. That's interesting.
I read the book. I told you I
Yeah.
read the book. You gave it
Yeah,
to me.
I would have sent you the audio version. That would have been very easy
Please
to
still do.
listen
I'm
to.
sure I will enjoy it. I'll use it as a bedtime read one of these nights.
Oh,
So
really? Thank
I'm
you.
happy to know that it's available, in Audible, and we are telling our viewers that you can actually get the book via Amazon. Mascot will tell you more of the details later, how you can get the book and how you can read it. If you have a Kindle account, I think it's free to use. So we'll come back to that towards the end of the show. Stay with us. Remember to share. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends about the place. I always say you could be saving someone's relationship by sharing these channels and these videos, because you don't know what somebody is going through. You don't know what's happening in their relationship. Let's talk about the love dynamics with a Nigerian and money. So,
That's very interesting.
yes, I know that's an interesting one, because there are some, will I say, cultural shock that some of us got when we left our country, Nigeria. In Nigeria, the African man takes pride, or the Nigerian man, let's not generalize as African. The Nigerian man takes pride in spending on his family, in taking care of his family, and it's almost like it's expected. Fast forward to some culture, they are sharing bills, they are doing 50-50.
50-50.
You're taking someone out on a date and then you're expecting them, a girl, to pay. When both of you have gone out on a date, you're going Dutch, and they say it's civilization. Let's talk about that in the
Yeah,
Nigeria.
so I think for about that, I think that one is cultural. Are you still there?
I'm here just picking
Okay.
up some
Yeah, I
stuff.
think that one is cultural. Like you said, in Nigerian culture, the man is more, it's like the breadwinner, but in Western world, it's not like that. It's like 50-50, everything 50-50. So nobody is really the breadwinner. But
Mm,
yeah, so I mentioned something like that in my book, so that anybody that's going to a relationship with the Nigerian, especially if you're going with the Nigerian man, you should be expecting that, and don't. But sometimes some people get this confusion. In the Western world, if men and women have equal rights in terms of work and everything. But in Nigeria, men and women don't really have that equal right. If you know, like, it's not everywhere women can work, but in the Western world, women can work anywhere they want to work, and in many cases they get paid the same. Not all though, but in many cases they get paid the same. And the cost of living in the Western world is too high for just only the man to bear the responsibility of everybody. So I think that's why they decide to be doing 50-50 to help out with the cost of living. You can't compare the cost of living in the Western world with the cost of living in Nigeria, although I know there's no much job and no much opportunity in Nigeria, but it costs way more in the Western world. One man cannot just take all the responsibility. Although a few of them do take the responsibility, but majority of them just want to do 50-50, and it has now become an acceptable norm in the Western world that, okay, yeah, we're going to do this 50-50. You only find a handful of people that want the man to do everything 100%, which in many cases might it will not really work because of the high cost of living.
Hmm. Okay, so this is a thing with Nigerians, right? And
I think it's more effective with Africa though. I think because I spoke to some others, some my Ghanaian friends and some from Zimbabwe. I think it's an African thing.
but it seems to be, will I say, eroding fast. Because even for the people who are back, who are still back home in Nigeria, a lot of people, in quote, a lot of men are now somewhat leaning towards the sharing bills situation. Even
Yeah.
because I know that, yes, we'll say where we are being influenced by the Western culture and how things are being done here. Agreed. But even now, it seems that back home, those who are living at home, you see men now who are looking forward to even marrying a woman that is wealthy because they want the woman to be able to share the responsibility of the home with them. Why is that?
What? Give me a minute. My little one just woke up. All right.
Ooh.
If you notice now, since the cost of living in the things are becoming more expensive in Nigeria, and it's not like if there is jobs to help out, and you don't have money circulating like that like before. So
Mm.
before now, it was easier for one man to be the breadwinner and all of that, but now it's not that easy. Life is really hard in Nigeria. So I think that is what is changing the relationship. Sorry, I'm distracted. That's
I
what is
know
changing the.
it's okay.
Pardon?
I say it's okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's what is changing the. That's what is changing the. That's what is changing everything concerning relationships. So they are turning towards. I know they are. They might say that. Hold on, give me 1 minute, please.
No worries. Go on. We'll take a break, everyone. Just give us a minute and we will be right back. Like I said, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, and share, comment, share, tell your friends about us. We will be right back in a minute. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us, everyone. We are still talking about the 48 Laws of Relationship with a Nigerian, and it's a book by Mascot Ayere, who is here with us in the studio. We're discussing the laws. Okay, we've said they are not laws, so no one will arrest you for not obeying them, but they
Yeah.
are principles and guidance, things you should know if you want to go into a relationship with a Nigerian. And we've also established here that there are lots of nuggets in the book that is helpful for those, for everyone who is in a relationship, not just for those who are in a relationship with a Nigerian. There are some things that are basic relationship knowledge that you can benefit from, your relationship can learn from when you read the book. The book is available on Amazon. It's free to Kindle readers. It has an Audible version, so you can just listen to it, without even having to read it. And it's a beautiful book. Like I said, I have read the book myself, and there are a lot of things to learn. Okay, let's come to the multicultural and diaspora setting, which I know is one of the major people that will benefit from your book. Like you said, we are everywhere. So you see Nigerians who are married to Britons, you see Nigerians who are married to Swedish. Nigerians, we know how to marry people from other culture, whether male or female. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
that is
think
true.
I don't know whether it's just because we're the most populous black nation in the world, but we are so multicultural. In my family, for example, we've got in the same country of Nigeria, we've got people from different tribes. My brothers married women from different tribes. We as women married men from different tribes, and even that's even within Nigeria, because we are quite a multicultural people in Nigeria. And we've extended that, globally, everywhere in the world. You see Nigerians marrying people from different tribes. I believe that this book would be much more beneficial to many of those people who don't know what the Nigerian culture is about, and so it will be like a guiding principle for them. But let's talk about the challenges. What are some of the challenges that this multicultural marriages bring?
Yeah, different people with different background have different expectation when it comes to relationship.
Mhm.
If they don't understand the other person's background, then there will probably be problem when they're in a relationship. So that's why I have this book, and so as a guideline, like you say, it's not a law. So even though you don't follow it, nothing's going to happen. No one is going to arrest you or something like that. It's more like a guideline. The name is more for publicity, so grab people's attentions. So, like I was saying, different people with different cultural backgrounds and beliefs. So, if when you read this, and now you will understand a lot of expectation from the Nigerian point of view. That's why you remember you say something about, well, multicultural will marry everywhere, and that is true. I can't really say the same for some countries or some tribe. They will prefer not to go outside. They want to keep everything to themselves out. I don't want to mention them here. So yeah, of course, I don't want to mention them here. So, but like I say, but we when we in a relationship with other people from different parts of the world, some of those people, they don't because they don't understand us, they tend to think either we're either out trying to outsmart them, or we're just being rude to them, or we're just not taking them serious. Whereas it's just in the norm, the in Nigeria. So that's what we're bringing in to them. Like, let's take for, it's like when they say when you're in Rome, behave like the Romans. So when you're in a relationship with Nigeria, understand okay how things works from a Nigeria point of view, and if you do things that way, you'll be fine in your relationship.
I think one of the major challenges that I have seen is in relation to food, for example. The
Yeah,
Nigerian man, Nigeria, we like our food. We
yeah,
like
we
our
do love our food.
we love our soups. We love our
Yes,
and
we
if
love
you're
it.
marrying, if you're marrying someone and you don't know anything, I mean, you may not eat that kind of food every day, but at least make the effort. You should make the effort to know about the food, know about the way they dress. Someone has said that Nigerians we are colonizers. So you see, white people, for example, who are marrying Nigerians, they begin to dress like us. They wear our ashoke. They start trying
Love
to tie
like our song.
this our song. Oh, I know our songs they are global,
Yeah.
so Afrobeat is global. So that's what the whole world loves. I think it's Nigeria to the world. As far as music is concerned, we have some of the best artists in the world in Nigeria.
Yeah, but some of them do find it challenging to learn how to prepare our Nigerian meal.
That's what I'm
It's not
saying.
it's not that to them is complicated, and even the idea of going through the process to just to prepare a meal is feels like torture to them. But they need to understand we love our food.
We love our food. We love our
Yeah,
okra. We eat it with our hand, and it's slimy. According to
yes,
someone said to me, "How do you eat that slimy thing?" I'm
yeah.
like, "Oh my god, you're describing my best soup, and you're calling it slimy."
Blimey. And to some of them, they think that okay, that the there's we have way too much spices. Sometimes we have way too much pepper in our food. I'm like, no, it's not too much. It's just that is standard.
That's the
So
standard.
that is standard. Or at least in Nigeria, that is standard. So it's not too spicy, or there's not too much pepper or things like that. So it's just standard. So it will be very, very, very helpful if they learn how to cook Nigerian meal. I One of my friend, he's a Nigerian, and his wife does. I think they've been married for 20 years, 25 years now, and his wife don't cook any Nigerian meal. So just let the man come and prepare his thing for himself. Like, she says she can't be bothered. It's too stressful. There's too many process involved. So, but the man is just managing, which is kind of sad if you ask me.
Why is it sad, really? As long as the man can cook it himself, he eats his food and he's happy. If they are
Yeah,
happy, look,
but
I think let's break it down. Really, some of these things, it it's a matter of compromise.
yeah,
So we are talking now, I and you as Nigerians. I was saying these are some of the things you need to know when you want to marry a Nigerian. But if we flip it the other way, if as a Nigerian, you choose to marry someone who is outside your tribe, outside your culture, I think we also need to make the effort to compromise and bear, so to speak, with some of the things we see with their culture. It's not them alone who would need to change for us. Or what do you think?
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, we definitely need to compromise. The relationship will not work if both parties are not willing to compromise. Compromise. Remember, the relationship is two people from two different backgrounds coming together to make one. So if you don't compromise, it's not really going to work.
Totally agree. So there's
Yeah,
always that
but
room
why I
for
was, why I was using that example, I would have just I don't think I don't to me I don't think about the way we prepare our meal is that difficult, and I think it's if you learn it, you can do it. So if you don't want to put the effort to learn it, it means you don't want to compromise. You know what?
I know what you mean. And I know that you and I can say it's not difficult because it's part of us, it's something we're used to, it's how we were brought up, you know.
Yeah,
I can rustle up, my soup within minutes, and it might sound cumbersome to someone else, but yes, who has not been through, I mean, some people just have lived and have grown up eating microwave food.
yeah,
They've
microwave food, which is very common.
where you throw pizza in the oven, bring it out, and dinner is ready. My husband will always tell that pizza is a snack. So
Well, is it
even
not? I thought I agree. Is it not? Or what is it? I agree with him.
see Nigerian man, he say I agree with him. It's not.
What
Sometimes
is
we
it
just
then?
have pizza for dinner, and that will be
Oh,
the dinner. And my husband is like, no, that's not dinner. We've not eaten. That was a snack.
yeah, so that will not be enough for me. Yeah, I'll need a lot. I'll need a lot of that. Then
So you see
that,
what we're talking about. That's
yeah,
why
that
I
will
was
not be enough.
That's how I say some of the things in the book. It's not just about Nigerians. It's just generally about relationships, how we compromise, with one another to ensure that what you like, I know what you like, and you know what I like, and we are both trying to do what each other likes so that our relationship will be good. Truthfully speaking, I have also seen a few people who have married Nigerians, and especially talking about my gender, you go and marry a man, but you're not making the effort to get to know his people. You're not making effort to get to know his culture. You're not making effort to get to know how he does things. In fact, some of them will even want to alienate the man from his people. Don't even talk to your people. Don't relate with your people. And like have said here, one of our strong values is that we relate to extended families. We
Yeah.
believe in the extended family system. So the man might go along with it because of love, but the truth is that he's not happy that you've cut him off his family. Or what do you say? What am I saying? Am I making sense?
Yes, you are making sense. One of the law did say that if you marry, then you marry, if you marry their family as well. So, and sadly, I've seen a lot of situations like that. Especially if especially if the person is a white person and they get married, they look like the man just ignore his Nigeria culture, ignore his. In short, the children don't even go to Nigeria. They don't even know their grandparents. If they want to see their grandparents, grandparents have to fly from Nigeria, come see them, not even stay in the family house, go and stay in the hotel, then come and see the children. Like it's not. It does not sit well with me, and I'm pretty sure it does not sit well with the man or the lady. So it's just
Yeah,
not right. You know
I
what?
know what
So,
you mean.
well, one of the reasons why I also have this book out here, that they should like know, okay, this is, we don't, we might, some Nigerian might accept it, but that does not mean they are happy with it, and you might just be going into more problems if you keep on trying to cut him off from his family or culture.
There's a question I want to ask you, and it's
Yeah.
just this is just a general one talking about Nigerians and Japa. When we transform, we change, we leave Nigeria and we come to another country. We come to, for example, the United Kingdom, United States, where we're living abroad. Or why is it that it's so difficult? It seems, and I could be proven wrong. It seems more difficult and challenging for the Nigerian men to adjust when they go abroad. Why?
Well, not all of them though, because some people have very core, they have core belief, and no matter what, you can't change that core belief. Why some people they don't have any core belief, anything goes. So it could be that those people, they have core beliefs, so they're not willing to change. And again, like the old saying go, you can't teach an old man new tricks, so the age still matters too. So there's a lot of factors in play there. Not,
But,
you cannot
but
pinpoint just one
if
reason
it's
for being
something,
that.
if it's something that is affecting someone's relationship negatively, shouldn't they
Or
be
that
willing?
then yeah, he need to compromise then,
I'll
or
give you
she
the
need
most
to compromise.
common
Pardon?
example. I'll give you one of the most common example that
Okay.
people talk about, right? We know that, there's the description of gender roles. Back home, you always hear the woman is the cooking one, cleaning house, man is going out bringing money and all of that. Now you move, you are now in the diaspora. She's bringing money, you're bringing money. She's going to shift, you're going to shift. But you are not now picking up domestic things. You're not cooking, you're not cleaning. You are expecting this same person, woman, who is now picking bills along with you, going Dutch, doing 50-50, like the people that we met here, the way they are living. You expect her now to still continue to do the house chores, to do all the cooking, to all the why? Why is that a challenge for most
Well, like
Nigerians?
I say, all boys down to core belief. And again, in such situation, I expect the man to compromise, because now both of you are working. Time is limited, and when you come back from work, you feel very you just have to compromise and make things work around your system, because those in the Western world, they've been able to make this work for them. In Nigeria, we don't, our system does not work that way. We don't do back to back shift or 12-hour shift or a whole week outside, not
Mm,
coming home because in the name of work. No, we don't do over. I did not know you have overnight work until I came to UK. I didn't, since I, like in Nigeria, I didn't know there's anything called night work. It was when I came to UK, I know okay, you can work overnight and come back and sleep. Like, because in Nigeria we kind of work the same time and kind of close, everybody, most people close the same time, but in the Western world, or is different, everybody work different time. So in that such situation, they need to compromise if they want their relationship to last. It's not we're not in Nigeria, you're in a different world, so you need to adapt if you want to
excellent.
survive.
Excellent. Now you have all heard it from a fellow Nigerian man. You have to compromise. And that was just one example. There are a whole lot of other ways that, we can marry our cultures and do it very well in ways that help our relationships be better wherever we find ourselves. Now, to the big question for today. We've been talking about this book for close to 45 minutes now. How do I get the book? I want to read the book. How do I get the book? So please give us details of how we can get this book. If somebody's a viewer, they want to know how they can get the book and they want to read the book, how do they get the book?
All right, it's available on Amazon. On it's also available. You have the soft copy, Kindle book, the paper cover, and the audio book. I don't have the hard cover there, so if you have a Kindle subscription, you can get it for free. Then, if you think with the for the audio book, if you can do the 3 months trial, then listen to it. You will enjoy listening to it, because I got two narrators, a male and a female, to read it. So you will enjoy both sides. Or if you want to read it yourself, and you can get the paperback on Amazon from anywhere you are in the world. go to Amazon, type in corner spot, the 48 laws of relationship with a Nigerian. You'll see the book. Then you just place your order.
Fantastic. Let's come back and talk about corner sports because I was seeing that on your Facebook. I'm like, what's that about? Is it an app? Is it a dating app or what is it about?
Okay, yeah. Me when I came to the UK, I realized that a lot of Nigerians when they are here, they kind of find it difficult to relate. Dating in Nigeria is not the same thing as dating in the Western world. If you date the way you date in Nigeria, yeah, you might find yourself in prison, or there's next thing assaults or harassment and police start chase. Actually, I've seen that police police came to arrest one of my friend because I think he bought a bottle for a lady and something. Well, it's a long story. So yeah, and when we see things like that, it just kind of make us think, okay, so when you are here, how do you relate? How do you date? Then a lot of people say if you want to date, you go online, go and download different date app. Then that's how you date. You just go approach anybody and start
Mm,
stop them and start talking to them, like, which is very really common in Nigeria. So
yeah.
and I did realize that a lot of these apps, one, you don't see a lot of Nigerians there, and it's not. It looked like it's missing the Nigeria vibe, let me put it that way. So that's why I created the Corner Spot, which is a Nigeria dating platform that you can go to the website or download the app. Then you'll be able to link up with other Nigerians from other places. I do remember that there are some Nigerians when they travel to some places on part of the world, they find themselves to be the only Nigerian in that environment. Which, and if they want to date, they have to travel far, which kind of make things really difficult. And especially in this part of the world, you don't really have that much time. So you have to really rely on the app. So that would kind of help in you doing two things at the same time. If you're looking for someone to date, you can do that on using Corner Spot, especially if you're focused on Nigerian, so they can do that using Corner Spot, and you can also be doing your shift without losing much time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Wow.
I forgot to mention something. I made a song called Japa Blues that actually kind of narrates the story about Nigerians living in Nigeria and coming abroad and
Mascot
seeing a
is doing
different lifestyle.
everything. He's a songwriter, he's a dating app
Oh
creator, he's a book writer.
yeah, I'm a tech entrepreneur.
Oh, good. 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 So I,
Yeah,
I
so
think
but that song you can get on Spotify or just type in my name, you'll see it, then you'll be able to see it. It's a really nice song if you
so.
listen to
Send
it.
us some of
It's
the
a
links.
story.
Let's send us some of the links. Let's put them out there and let's see, people can get to see, read, and I think Corner Sports is spelled as KORNERSOPSPOT. Is that
Yes.
correct? Yeah,
Yeah.
Corner
So it's like
Sports.
instead of using the word corner C with C, you change it to K.
Okay. And are people really meeting themselves there? Is it
Oh yeah,
working?
we have a lot of users. They can use it for free. So just sign up, then search. Then if you see other, why make it Nigeria focus so that to help the Nigeria community find themselves? Because even up till now, there are still some Nigerians. It's a pattern. There's still some Nigerians when they come abroad, they find it very challenging to date or be in a relationship. So if they can find other Nigerians around them, then they can date the Nigerian style.
Wow, that's the Nigerian style. Okay, everything that we've talked about on this show is Nigerian. 48 Laws of Relationship with a Nigerian is a book that has been written by Mascot Ayere, and that has been the basis of our conversation today. And as we have realized, he also has a spot where you can go as a Nigerian to connect with other Nigerians and have relationships. We're not being tribalistic or discriminatory, but you know what I mean. Likes beget likes. If it's your interest, and you want to be able to date, find other fellow Nigerians who are interested in relationship, then maybe Corner Sport is something that you can look into. Okay, thank you so much for coming to the show, Mascot. This is all the time that we have
Thank you.
today. And again, for our viewers, please, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe, so you can always know when we are live. We always have shows for you every Sunday. We're talking about life, we're talking about love, and we're talking about relationships. So thank you again for coming, mascot. Next week is the first Sunday in July. And we know what our first Sundays are. It's our love seat. I have a fantastic love seat story for you next week. Something similar to what mascot is doing, but this did not happen online. Someone connected someone to someone and connected someone. Do you still believe that people should do arranged? Well, not in this sense arranged anyways, but I believe in the power of referral. So someone refers someone. I've seen a beautiful girl here. I think the girl will be good for you. That's our story
Yes,
next.
matchmaking. Yeah, it's still
Matchmaking.
it's matchmaking is old school, but it still work up to today.
It still works. So it still works, and I agree that it does work because I have a few in my belt, couples that I was able to match make by God's grace, and they are happily married. I was saying to someone of recent that I've never had a couple that match make that are divorced or separated. I have 100% success rate in my matchmaking. So maybe that's another thing I should also start thinking of doing, matchmaking people more in this
Yes,
country.
yes,
Right?
because some of the people that are like some of them do call me directly and tell me, okay, they don't want to use an app. Then if I have someone that meet this description, I should let them know. So present I okay, right now I think I just have three persons. So because I'm the admin, I'm the admin, so see the sign up. So when I have someone that meets this description, we'll just give them a call and say, okay, this person is looking for this kind of person. Is this some kind of person you'll be interested in and things like that?
Wow.
So matchmaking really work. So,
Wow.
but
Okay,
if
so go on, go on. Let me not
yeah,
interrupt
yeah,
you.
but if you're interested, I can tell you the after the call, I can tell you
Oh
about them
yes,
and
let's
if
let's
it's
talk
something
about
you'll be
let's share
interested.
profiles. Let's
Pardon?
share profiles. I say let's
Yes,
share
yes, share
profiles
profiles
and let's see
exactly.
who I have and who you have. And maybe we can do some matchmaking. My goodness, what a wonderful show that we've had today. So singles, come and line up here. Line up behind me and mascot. Let's do the matchmaking. Let's join us together. You don't have to be lonely because you're living in a country and you're outside your country. Come to us, by God's grace, you get godly people, good people, nice ones, because the bad ones will not even want to come to us. So we can
Yeah,
do the
because
matchmaking.
it's really lonely. I am in the Western world.
Yeah, it's lonely everywhere sometimes. Anyways, that's our show, people. We'll see you again next week. Please and please remember to share. The next best thing that you can do is to share this podcast to your friends and to your family. You could be helping someone's relationship. Again, thank you very much for coming, mascot. We will see you soon. And good luck with the book. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for watching today's video. We appreciate you. Kindly remember to subscribe and share so you can get notification every time we post new videos. Our promise is to ensure that you flourish in love, in life, and in your relationships. See you next week.